Hi Gemini, and welcome to your weekly love tarot forecast. This is for the week of December 10th through December 16th, 2018. So Gemini, let's pull a card and see what your overall energy is that you will be experiencing and working with in regards to love and romance this week. Ooh, so we have Aquarius. I know. Gemini, with this coming out as the overall energy, you are being guided to, really navigate all romantic situations from the intellect this week rather than from an emotional place. Your emotions might deceive you or cause you to make a choice that you wouldn't make if you were basing it solely on logic or your intellect, okay? So very important, Gemini, that you make choices based on common sense, like logic more than what your emotions want. And also, don't get so caught up in your head if you're really in your head analyzing, because if you're analyzing too much, you're going to just not even know what to do or what you want or what's going on. So, emotional detachment in regards to making decisions this week, and also don't get stuck in your head kind of over analyzing things if you do feel a bit confused. All right, so let's pull some more cards here. All right, so we have true love. And we have heart-to-heart conversations. Ooh, Gemini. So this week, whether you are in a relationship, you're just dating somebody, or, somebody from the past is showing back up, who knows? This is a general reading, so you have to apply it to your life. There's conversations happening this week, and I see, Gemini, you really feeling somebody, like you are very emotionally connected to somebody. But through the conversation, whatever's exchanged, it can't be an emotionally based conversation. So it's not to say you're devoid of emotions, but it's not like, let's be emotional, let me cry, let me express all these feelings. It's more of, man, how do I even put this into words? Because it's not like it's void of emotions. It's just, that's not the basis of this conversation, even though we're talking about matters of the heart, okay? It's a more detached sort of communication. And even if you're really feeling somebody, it's like, hold that back a little bit this week. So let's pull more cards, especially when you guys are talking about things, okay? Normally I would be like, oh my God, you and somebody else are going to profess your love. But because this is here, I know there could definitely be profession of love, but it's not that free-flowing, let's just run away together type of exchange. It's more of a kind of cautious, detached exchange of information, even though the information is the exact same, like the emotion and what we're sharing with each other is the same. It's just not outright obvious. It's not poetic. It's very matter of fact type of communication. We have Ten of Wands over here. Yeah, Gemini, you are really feeling somebody. Over here we have Five of Wands, but there's some conflict going on here. And I think that's probably why I'm not seeing like this big sharing of emotions, even though I see them out on the table, because there's some conflict between you and another person. And I don't know if it's about, old issues, emotional baggage, just not seeing eye to eye on a certain decision. But Gemini, I see you really just feeling a lot of love and connection towards somebody. But it's like we are just kind of at this impasse this week, and it will not serve either one of you to get really emotional when we're trying to discuss things and work things out. Like arguing, fighting, getting really heated it won't serve either one of you. So when I say no emotion, or it shouldn't be emotionally based, that's like, you know, anger, frustration, yelling, arguing, condescending. That has no place. Oh my God, I'm so in love with you. I don't know how to be without you. This is not the time for that. It's like, okay, these are the things that we're up against. These are our challenges. This is what happened. This is where our problems exist, and we need to come up with solutions for those problems and learn how to get past this, this, and this, and forgive each other about this, this, and this. Do you see what I mean? It's kind of like more of a, I don't want to say business professional type of conversation, but I feel like that's almost what needs to happen. We really must keep our emotions in check this week regardless, so that we can come to a very positive outcome for both people. But you know, even though there might not be a whole lot of sharing of emotions, there's definitely communication taking place for you this week, Gemini, where, you know, somebody might really come at you and say a lot of things, and you might want to, you know, really stick it to them, but I don't think you should do that. It might be a very, later on you might regret that you handled it that way, because of how much you do truly care about this person within, and you don't want to cause damage because of the heat of the moment. So let's pull some more cards, Gemini, and for this week's love readings, I'm using the Twin Flame Oracle. This is the first time I'm using it for love readings. I just did a review for this deck as well. I have the link for that in the description box, along with the Etsy page to Mystic Moon Oracles, the creator of this deck, if you're interested in purchasing it. And also, she has a YouTube page, Mystic Moon, if you're not familiar with her, and I've left the link for her YouTube as well. She specializes in twin flames, so if you have any sort of twin flame question, you could probably find it on her page, a video, you know, especially those of you who are disconnected from a twin flame at this time. And she also offers personal readings. So, Gemini, let's see what else is going on in here. Okay, so we have divine timing. We have unawakened. We have admired. We have dark night of the soul. And we have balancing the scales. Wow. Gemini, I just gotta say, this deck is so powerful. It just takes the readings to a way deeper level as soon as I throw them out there. Yeah, listen, this week is not a week to say words of anger, to really make somebody feel bad and guilty about what they did. This is not the week for that. When we talk, we must talk from an awakened place. Because with an unawakened and dark night of the soul showing up, there's a lot, for some of you, there's a lot that's happened. And it's like this week, it's coming up, it's coming out. We're finally talking about it. Why? And why are we talking about it? Because it is time, all right? It is time to balance the scales. It's time for the energies to come back into alignment. The divine timing is now. This is your first card out. Your last card is balancing the scales. So, Gemini, between you and another person this week, it's like karma is balanced. And if somebody really kind of screwed you over and left you high and dry, and you know, left you for another person, just started ghosting you out of nowhere, like whatever it was, they're actually feeling the weight of that now, okay? This is a general reading, Gemini, so if you did any of that to somebody and they actually really meant a lot to you, you're feeling the weight of that now. And it's like, I would do anything to work this out, you know, to get back to you. I saw this very similar message in Aquarius and in Pisces reading. So, you know, if you have any sort of connection there, you might want to watch those. But Gemini, it is very much like we've got to work through this heavy energy, in order for this relationship to be. And what I see here is with admired, there is connection, there is love on both sides. It's just somebody is very out of balance, very unawakened, very selfish, you know, not thinking about their actions and the way it impacts other people and hurts them and causes a cascade of effect. And it's like, finally, this week, they're getting it. It's all hitting them like a ton of bricks, and they want to talk to you about it. They may really struggle within themselves to reach out to you or to apologize to you. They're really afraid of your reaction, what you would say, what you would do. And again, Gemini, I feel even if you are incredibly angry and frustrated and mad and how dare you, it's better to take an emotionally detached stance in having communication, because what you feel right now this week, I that's going to all change. We're balancing energies this week. So if you're like, I hate you, I want you run over by a bus, and that's what you're really feeling in your heart in that moment, don't say that at all. Don't. That's a very unawakened choice of words to say. And again, next week, you won't feel that way. You won't. So if you're feeling it, breathe through it and be like, I can't say that. You know, I probably don't mean that. You don't. You're just, there's a lot of emotions astir, okay? So just really keep that in perspective. So Gemini, it's like karma coming full circle, scales balancing between you and another person in regards to romance, whether you and this person are in a committed relationship, you're just dating this person, you know, this is somebody from the past, this is a misconnection, you know, who's to say? This is a general reading and you guys are going to experience this differently, but it's the completion of an energy cycle between you and another person. And it doesn't have to mean it's the end of a relationship, but it's the end of that lesson. It's the end of that cycle, the scales balance, the karmic completion. Okay, so Gemini, those are your messages for this week. I'm wishing you all the best. Take care.